stamp friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it's our Fun Fold Friday. Today we'll be making a really fun tri-fold pop-up card inspired by Don Griffith. Go to whole life flip and we'll get started. All right, hope you guys can see everything okay. Let's try to center it. There we go. Today's card is super fun. Let me show you. It looks like this and it opens up like that. Kind of see how that fun Z fold there. So it's a tri-panel, has 3 different sections to it, and then it has this fun center pop-up as well. Great card. This one was, like I said earlier, inspired by Dawn Griffith. She did a video of how to make this, and I am going to share that with you today. I'm using the stamp set, let me see if I can say this right, Hydrangea Haven, and we'll be using just a couple of these today, mostly the word ones. So we'll use Two Incredible Women, You Make Me Smile, and Thank You, and I appreciate all the little things you do. In our card today. Be sure to comment when you're here. I saw a couple comments coming in because one lucky watcher / commenter during the live will get today's card that we'll be making. All right, let me go ahead and show you how to do it and how fun this one is. First, let me show you a couple of the pieces before I put them out of view. So this is the tri-panel. So you're going to use 3 pieces of DSP, and you see it's the same one just flipped over, and it matches gorgeously together. I don't know if you can see, this one has very lightly looking flowers in it. And then I've gone ahead and I have these little squares, which are 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and of course there are 3 of those, just like that. We'll get those back in the view real quick, but first let's go ahead and cut your paper. I usually don't cut my card bases with you guys, but you have to see this one in order to understand how it works. So let me show you my little post-it note here, kind of give you an idea. I'm starting off with an 8 1/2 on this side and a 9 on this side piece of cardstock, and this one is Highland Heather, which is a gorgeous color of purple. And what we're going to do is first we're going to score at the 3 and the 6, and then we're going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it at the 5 1/2. And then what's left over is going to be our center pop out. Let me go ahead and show you how that works. So first I'm going to score. So it's at the 3 and the 6 right here. 3, move it down all the way. That takes us to our 6. And then I'm going to open this up and I'm going to flip it this way. And I'm going to cut it at the 5 1/2. This way we're making our score lines for the whole thing all at once. Let's get this blade here, press down and cut. Here's our centerpiece already scored and ready. And here's our main piece right here, perfectly ready. Awesome. Let me go ahead and take this out. And what we're going to do is go ahead and score or crease our score lines really fast, because we want to make sure that we're putting our panels on the right places. And this will help us see it. Okay, so there's that one. We'll go ahead and start this one as well. So what it needs to look like is 2 Z's. You want one facing this way, and this way we need to fix. So that's a good Z there. And this one's not quite a Z yet. So what we need to do is go ahead and fold this one over like that. Sorry, out of view. So it was like that before, and now I'm just going to fold it like that and crease it again. There we go. So now we have our 2 Z's, and they should be a big Z and a little Z. And that will know that you're doing it right. Now we can go ahead and attach our panels. And I'm using this beautiful DSP today that matches perfectly. So I actually had won the stamp set recently and got the DSP to coordinate with it, because you have to, if you get one, you have to have the other. It's kind of like giving a mouse a cookie. Have you ever read that book before? It's a children's book where if you start one thing, you kind of have to have the other. So that's what it's like with this paper and that stamp set. If I had one, I had to get the other. All right, we go ahead and put just our panels on, leaving that 1/8 left there for the border. And once we have one on, we can match it to the center like that. This set does come with dies, and I've just used one die for today's card, which is, let me show you real quick. So this is what the dies look like. They'll cut out the stamped images from that stamp set, make some really pretty little flowers there. And then this one's the one we use, that it cuts out all of these flowers. It's a long strip of them all at once. And we are going to use that later to help us embellish. All right, so we've got that part on. Now we need to glue on our panels on this one, and then we'll do our stamping. And I'm just using liquid glue since I'm maneuvering this DSP. I want to make sure that I have them all on the right spots. So I don't know if you see that when I do my glue, sometimes I like to do kind of the outline and then one through the center. Kind of like a glue signature is what it is for me. By habit now. Sometimes I'll do squiggly lines, but usually I may outline and then one stripe through. All right. It's looking great. Let's go ahead and do our stamping while that dries. I'll set this aside. And let's grab our 3 panels. And the fun thing about this is that you can have this say whatever you want and in whatever order, or you can make it kind of like a storyline. Let me go ahead and get the You Make Me Smile. I'm going to try to see how it works without me grabbing my foam mat, because I'm going to, which I usually grab, but this one should be small enough. Just make sure I have it straight. Not overlapping. There we go. You Make Me Smile. Press down. Awesome. Then we're going to do To an Incredible Woman. Ink it and stamp it right up there. And the last one says, I appreciate all the little things you do. I put that one right there. And I actually had the words different in the other one, but the last one does end with thank you. So we're going to switch this one up and put the thank you on this bottom one here. This would make a great card for a friend. It would make a great Mother's Day card, which is coming up not too far away. Let me put my ink away real quick. And I did go ahead and use the Gorgeous Grape, which is just another shade of purple, a little bit darker than that Highland Heather. All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and attach these. Again, with our, actually this one, yeah, we'll just use our liquid glue for these as well. We'll flip it and attach. And again, you can change your sayings however you want, or even get sayings from a different stamp set. This would be a great card to try with lots of different paper and different sayings. You had 3 great sayings, you can have them all in a row, just like this. Okay. There we go. She's an incredible woman. And our last one. Right there. There we go. Awesome. All right, now we need to attach these 2 together. But let me grab one more thing before we finish. What you're going to need is an envelope. This will help us guide what size we need our card to be. So we're going to close this part up just like that. And we are going to lay this underneath it. So there we go, like that, and make it fit. So far we have about this much extra left over. We're going to close this part up, and we're going to slide this part under real quick. And we're going to put some adhesive on this side only. But first, we're going to make sure it's lined up so that way it's going to fit when we put it in an envelope to ship it out to our friends. So far, it looks good. I'm even giving myself a little bit of extra space right there, so I could pull it out even more if I wanted to. Okay, so we're going to open it up like that. If it's centered and looks good, we pull it down just a little bit. Now, the tricky part is knowing not to go too far with our adhesive on this side. Let me grab, sorry, I put my adhesive on the floor so I couldn't reach it. Let me grab my Stamping Seal Plus. We'll go for a hot minute. There we go. And I'm going to show you something funny on my other card. So I'm going to flip it here. I'm going to kind of eyeball it so it's about there. I don't want to go any over that mark. So open it back up. I'm going to go just a couple little bits like that. And then we can close it and I'll grab it. And we go to this side now. And we already know the size that we need for it, so we don't need to have our envelope anymore. But we're going to close this up. Luckily now, we know the adhesive needs to go from here over, so don't pass that border line right there. Just put a little bit of more adhesive, and then we're going to close it, just like that. Awesome. So it lines up perfectly, and it has that fun pop out. Lastly, we just need to embellish just a little bit. Let me show you my oops, though, real quick on my last card I made. So I put too much adhesive on. Oh, I don't know if you can even see it. And I had to use a paper Band-Aid again. Can you see where that is down there? So if you aren't as mindful as I was this time, then you can always cover up any extra adhesive with just a scrap of paper in that same shade that you had used. Okay, lastly, so I showed you the dies. This is what I made with them. These really cute little flowers. And they're all separated and they have a little bit of embossing on them. And they're just the cutest, tiniest little thing. And I've put them in an old container. So save those containers. This has ladybug trinkets on it. These aren't ladybugs, but it's a perfect where I have them all ready for me to go. And it matches the colors of our DSP. We're just going to take our liquid glue and just put a couple dots all over. And then we'll attach those flowers. I'm going to do 3 per panel, and you can switch up the colors however you want. And we'll do a couple here and another there. All right, now I'm going to grab my Take a Pick tool that has this spongy in here, and this one looks like it's been pretty worn down. Let me see that. So what I'm going to do is just have it go up a little bit. I'll twist it and remove some of it and then twist it again. And that gives me a whole new sticky side. We'll grab our flowers and just attach. There we go. Make sure they're facing it so our embossing part is showing. I have one on my sample one that I realized I stuck on it upside down. That's okay though. All right. We'll do a couple more of these on our glue spots. Let's put this purple one up there. There we go. And let's grab, I dropped one. Oh, here we go. This blue one we'll throw down here. And we'll put a purple one up here maybe. Just turn it so our words are going to show. And with that liquid glue, sometimes you just have to hold it down a little bit to make sure it catches. And let's grab another blue one for up here. And we just need 2 more of that lighter, which is that purple posy. There we go. And one more. My first one, I went ahead and I used, let me grab one more light one. Sorry, you guys. I used pearls for the center, which look really great for this card. However, I am just about out of my pearls, so I'm going to grab these holiday rhinestones, which I need to use up still. They're still in the catalog, but I love to use them up when I can. I'm just going to grab a couple of these blue ones. They're like a night of navy, so they're pretty dark, and put them in the center of our flowers. You'll see just how gorgeous that looks. These are just a dark blue rhinestone, instead of our usual clear or kind of silver rhinestone. It's our basic one. And this will just add so much to this card. Almost there. Couple more to go. All right. Last one. Let's see how it turned out. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Those blue rhinestones in there for our flowers. And it opens up. Perfect. All right, you guys, I hope you had a great time learning this awesome trifold pop-out card. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.